Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome back to chrisIsTalkin, and this is the My Hero Academia / Boku no Hero Academia manga review for chapter 101. Now, I was doing reviews for Boku no Hero Academia previously before, and went up to chapter 95, and I took a pause on my channel. Hence, I took a pause from everything, including Boku no Hero Academia. When I then came back to my channel, Boku no Hero Academia was basically at a point where I was just talking about the dorm rooms and stuff. It wasn't filler because obviously it's manga, but it was just like kind of going off the side topic, and around that point I didn't really have time to be reviewing reviews about rooms and stuff because I have a job and a life. So now that it's been coming back to normal, I've missed 100, which is basically Eraserhead telling all the students that they need to now start thinking about their powers and their final finishing moves and stuff like that, and how important that is. And we got to see how every single one of the students had to basically think on their head and think of everything new and how they can incorporate their special abilities and make their special abilities stand out for them. And now the other thing is, what we had to consider as well was that all the other students, they've had their whole life to train with their abilities. So it's allowed them to really understand their bodies, understand their abilities to the T. Whereas Midoriya, Izuku, I'm just going to call him Midoriya or Izuku. So if I switch and chop and change, I'm so sorry. Whereas in Midoriya, he's only had the past the year, if anything, or like the past 9 or 10 months, something like that. So he hasn't even really had that much time to really understand it himself. He hasn't had the whole 13 or 14 years like the rest of the students have, or were born with it, or just know how to do it instinctively. He's still damaging himself when he does the big attacks, so he can do the small percentages. So that's how I know that this is going to probably be a long-running shonen, because he's still only on like 5 or 10% of using his abilities, but he's allowed him to kind of like know what he can do, some small flicks and maybe several punches, but not too hard, apart from the time when he did that 1,010 or 100,000, 10,000%, who knows how, loads of zeros, basically loads of zeros percent punch against the quirk guy who could basically muscle manipulate himself. And yeah, that was crazy. So that was like way back when, before I was doing my reviews. But so yes, we know that Izuku can do really powerful attacks, and he does do and know special moves, but the special moves are normally replicas of All Might special moves from back in the days, or the Detroit Smashes, this and that, and all basically kind of replicating All Might. And one thing that we'd been one thing that was a topic in both 100 and chapter 101 was All Might telling Izuku at the end of 100, look, you're still trying to copy me. You've got the all for one. You've got one for all. Let's not make that mistake. Don't want to get hit down below. So you've got one for all. It's just that you're still trying to act like me. You're still trying to use my special moves, trying to copy me basically. I'm still your idol. And we've seen in the past few chapters, from like 96 onwards, when All Might went to Midoriya's house and spoke to the mum, and then we got to see Izuku's new mindset about how he sees things and how he doesn't want to just be another All Might. He wants to be his own hero. That's why he doesn't care if he went to another hero school, because he will still become a hero regardless. It's not all about All Might anymore. So we know that that's Izuku's mindset, but we just need to see that action and plan go forward, and yeah, just see him actually take the steps to becoming his own hero. So that was at the chapter 100, and in chapter 100 we also got to see a few other heroes. We got to see Bakugo and how easily it was for him to make up his special moves, and he probably had his special moves from when he was a sperm or something, so who knows. But like Bakugo's always going to be that prodigy child, still looking kind of evil when he's doing his special moves and attacks, but hey, that's Bakugo. And in episode 1, at the end of 100, we got to see Izuku bump into, I wrote down the name, Hatsume Mai. I think we got to see her before, way back when, but my mind's kind of foggy. And when they had to like introduce their like abilities or quirks or something, and they had to figure out her suits. I don't know. Basically, I'm just going on a limb, but that was back when, so I don't really remember that much. But what I do know is in this episode, Hatsume Mai is now the first year Department of Support. Yeah, had to write down some notes to make sure that I'm gonna giving you guys the information as well. And so she's going to be the person that whenever they need new suits, whenever they need upgrades, whenever they need things fixed, that they're going to go to her. She's going to be, what's her name, Wendy? Full Metal Alchemist. I think it's Wendy. Oh my god, I hope it's Wendy, but she's going to be the Wendy. So whenever they need to get things fixed, they're going to go back to her. So I think she's going to be a really important character in this series, which does then bring this whole new thing of a love triangle, because we do know Hatsumi Mai is a cock tease, and she's literally teasing the fuck out of Izuku. She's not that much older than Izuku, it's just that she does look it and she's hella developed. And Ochacco, she was jelly, salty, she was hella salty when she saw Izuku straight up freeze when he saw her breast, and she saw her breast, and she's like, the fuck, boobs, boobs. And if I did a review last week, I would have used that as a thumbnail, but yeah, that was hilarious. But we do get to see that she's very quirky, very explosive, a fiery kind of personality, basically the opposite to Izuku, which is interesting with the whole relationship thing, because normally for relationships, you either like somebody who's like yourself, who you can get along with, or you'll find somebody interested who's nothing like you, but has all the characteristics that you want. So that's something that Izuku's is, or what he kind of wants. I could see him being admiring Hatsumi Mai. I'm just calling her Mai. I could see him admiring Mai because of the fact of how she's nothing like him, how she can do what she wants, how she's not afraid to do things to failure. And this is something that was it Power Loader? Yeah, we've got to see the excavation here of Power Loader. That's something that Power Loader ends up saying to Izuku and stuff, because there at one point when she's telling Ida, Ochacco and Midoriya about the ideas that she had, they kind of start thinking, okay, she's kind of crazy, what the hell, these ideas won't really work. But then Power Loader ends up saying, look, she's actually the only person who's willing to do things to failure. She's willing to try any idea, which is really, really good, because from these ideas, it means that like you can just get very creative. And this is what inventing does. When you invent something, most people will think it won't work. But if you're the kind of person to think outside the box, this will allow you to just create something that no one has ever created before, hence inventions. Now, this is a big theme that runs inside this episode, inside this chapter, because this allows Izuku to now think of a move outside of the box, and the box is the box of the idea of All Might, and he needs to now think of something else that can allow him to be himself. And her personality allows him to unlock something, which we get to see at the very end of the chapter as a whole new style, which is the kick style. Like, I don't know, he does like a burst boomerang kick thing, which looks amazing. I mean, that art was really, really, really good. I was actually very impressed. I mean, I'm always impressed by僕のヒーローアカデミアart.僕のヒーローアカデミアis literally just, is beautiful. I need to start collecting that shit. Like, it's gonna start going up there with One Punch Man. Don't worry, guys. I know I'm going to start literally one day. This is gonna all fill up with manga. It's all probably gonna be Hunter. The one below is probably all gonna be other stuff and other stuff. And when I move house or probably get a new shelf and stuff, I'll probably end up filling up this whole thing with manga in my collections, because yeah, man,僕のヒーローアカデミア, One Punch Man, Nanatsu no Taizai and Hunter, those are my current favourites at the moment, like shonen and stuff, so I do want to get a lot more of them up there. So yeah, so like that's pretty cool. We also got to see a bit of Ida's idea of how he wants his suit to be and how he wants the upgrades to be. He kind of wants a bit more of a burst, he wants to be able to last a bit longer. The burst don't come out of his hands, so he needs some new ideas. So now Mai was giving Ida loads of ideas, but he was kind of not feeling it. So I'm interested to see, maybe we might see a bit more of Ida's upgrades later for his attacks. We'll probably get to see Ochacco's upgrades and stuff. So this chapter mainly focused on Midoriya, Izuku, and him thinking of a new special move, the new upgrade. So he's got some new like enhancements for his hand and for his legs, so like it looks kind of cool, but his suit still does look kind of very basic. So I'm very interested to see how that's going to look. The new suit he has looks a bit like the Halo uniforms. So I don't really play Halo that much, but I have seen them before, where it's kind of like, okay, so it's like one of the exoskeleton kind of support things. So yeah, that was that. Oh, so yeah, we got to see Izuku do his special move when a rock that Bakugo blasted with his new special move, where he kind of pinpointed the blast instead of it being very big into a small one, which shot straight forward, extremely powerful, and blasted off a piece of rock, and a boulder thing which was falling above All Might's head, and everyone was like, because manga. And then Izuku literally just ends up bursting forward and kicks that rock like with his new special attack. New names, new special attack, new look. So I think Izuku's definitely going to be his own person, and All Might was like, yes, this is exactly what he wanted. So yeah, this is really good. This is chapter 101 of Boku no Hero Academia. What did you guys think of it? What do you think of Izuku's new look, his new style? How do you want his new style to look properly? I mean, because his style will still look like it's a jumpsuit with a few added on little things. Do you think he's going to have a mask? Do you think he's just going to go straight up, you know, his face? Do you think that he's going to end up having a whole exoskeleton around, or do you think he'll get strong enough one day where he won't need that? What's going on with his arms? Do you think he's going to need a new fighting style, because he can't just keep doing bursts? He needs to start learning like maybe some Horang style, Tekken style kicks, or some Sanji style kicks and stuff. And it's been a while since we've seen actually any main characters or any heroes really do in manga or anime have a fighting style that's mostly kicks. So I'm very intrigued to see where this is going to go, especially as he's the main character. What's going to happen with his punches and that. So yeah, a lot of questions. Hope you guys don't end up killing me for the questions, but if you like this review, do give a thumbs up, because it lets me know that I'm actually improving and stuff. Do subscribe as well, because Boku no Hero Academia, I do have a playlist, so it's going to be like a few out, but this episode, this review is going to be the 100 and 101 to kind of push you forward, and hopefully you guys like my other reviews. If you do, or just stick around, subscribe so that you can see my future Boku no Hero Academia reviews and my other manga and anime reviews. Yeah, so yeah, hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go. This is meant to be a short review, but you know what, this is chrisIsTalkin, and you guys know now, if you've been subscribed for a while, I talk a lot. Yeah, so yeah, have a good day guys. Peace.